All right. So we're gonna rewind the clock. Is what we're gonna.
Oh
do.
no! I wasn't expecting a Groundhog's Day plot twist.
Not quite like that, but just you can think of it as that night you spent sleeping in the cave with Tic Tac. You all sort of take some time to reminisce and remember your life from a while back, and we will begin in the city of New Therenfall.
Oh fuck me! You gotta pick on the fat kid.
Literally made your guy the buffest.
So we start. So as you can picture, we start like on a wide shot of the city, and we zoom in on like a sort of rough and tumble bar. And within, as certain gentleman we were quite familiar with is out on the town, as they say.
Don't act like you know me.
And Gerald...
Thou doth not know me, heathen!
And Gerald, you're spending tonight, as you spend many nights, not all, but several, gambling.
That's several. That's every day of the week.
There you go, then.
I gamble every day that ends in Y.
So yes, you are in this bar. You are having a dice game with a bunch of rough-looking individuals.
Poor people.
They've got some coin, but they're like they're definitely of a lower class than you are.
Damn fucking straight.
So, how exactly? So in this establishing shot, how exactly do you think you're doing in this game? And like, what are you playing fair? Are you kind of sneaking? Are you doing something underhanded? What's going on?
Gerald is smugly flexing his muscles to distract them.
They're very impressed by your muscles, but like one of the guys who's got this like sort of squint in one eye and patchwork beard kind of goes like, "Oi, you're gonna roll the dice or you're gonna flex at us all night."
Ah, but you see, I am a multi-talented individual. Roll and flex at the same time.
Well, flexing isn't gonna win you any money. So let's do this, or what?
Yes, let's.
All right. Simple thing. Just roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
All right. That's gonna be a hard one to beat.
All right. Yeah. What did you get?
A nat 20.
Oh, so you're rolling 6-sided dice. It's like a 3 6-sided dice apiece, and you get like triple sixes. And then like one of them spits out his drink, and it's like, and they hand over the pot.
Oh, did I have expected someone to go, eat cheating?
One of them sort of mumbles something about that, but you continue the game, and it comes to the next roll, and they roll it, and it's triple sixes again.
Oh, they roll triple sixes?
No, you do.
Oh, I do. Okay.
And I want to mention that these are dice that you brought. This was not like a sanctioned game. This was very much a, I'm gonna meet up with these random people and play dice with them, and bring my own. So now they're starting to like look at you like what's going on here.
You fucking loosen. That's what's going on.
And actually, one of them does say like, "Hey, what gives?"
Well, it just seems your dice throwing skills aren't as good as you thought they were. You gotta throw a little flex into it.
Make a persuasion check. But actually, before you make a persuasion check, I want everyone to do something. On D&D Beyond, go ahead and go to the My Characters page. Where it lists your character. You see that button that says copy?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you all go ahead and press that?
Okay.
Wait, where are we going?
If you go to characters, My Characters.
Yep.
Press the copy button on your character.
Copy.
Yes, and then in this copy of your character, go into the levels and level them down to 2.
Okay.
Actually, strike that 1.
Okay.
Because this is we're throwing it back here.
Did you just make me make Gerald?
I mean,
You beatboxing yet?
Did you just make me make a beatboxing fuck?
I mean that's up to you.
So I assume not.
That's what I'm naming him. I'm naming him Gerald.
Okay.
He's gonna have a separation right in the middle. He'll be Gerald.
All right. So go ahead and roll your persuasion check with your level 1 stats.
I need to bring it back.
Yep. And we will handle equipment as it comes up.
Okay. Damn, that means I can't spray them with my water.
You cannot make you cannot cause a time paradox.
Fuck you! I do it. I throw the lightning javelin.
Sweet shit.
Oh fuck!
Alright, so just whenever you're ready.
I need to go to this character, this Gerald fucker.
Yep.
God damn it, fucking Gerald! Alright, so, what am I doing now?
Persuasion, because you're trying to convince them that you are in fact not cheating.
Oh, okay, I need to convince them with my muscles.
Yes.
That's gonna be really hard to beat.
What'd you get?
A 20.
Real? Okay.
I'm rolling the creamsicle die, so don't get mad at me.
It's spreading.
That was 2 nat 20s back to back, so I don't know what the hell you're talking.
Okay.
I haven't touched the edgelord die. That's the new one, the creamsicle die.
All right, they once again. Okay, they're like they lay off for the time being.
Hypnotic muscles.
But here's where it gets interesting. As the night progresses, you keep rolling extremely well.
Oh damn!
And maybe it's because of these nat 20s you're getting, but like you're eventually they do get like they've had enough, and one of them sort of pulls out a very rudimentary. Actually, they wouldn't have their weapons. They wouldn't have weapons, so that one of them just sort of like flips the table, essentially, and says,
"Enough of this shit!"
and he's like, "What is this about? You think you'll make fools of us?"
Oh no, you don't need me to make you look like a fool. You do that all on your own.
All right, and he punches you.
Ooh, Gerald's gonna look back with a grin and look him in the eye. I thought you'd never ask.
And the next half hour or so proceeds exactly as you might expect. The bar is in chaos. There's chairs, food flying, tankers of ale smashed and used as jabbing instruments. You seem to be muted. Might need to give him a moment.
Probably talking to his parents, to be honest.
Yep. Alright, pausing. Oh wait, does this pause? This is a different recording software than I'm used to.
I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So yes, you have basically started a full-on tavern brawl with
fuck right I did.
With all of the chaos that comes with it. But elsewhere, much elsewhere,
okay.
far to the south, in fact, across an ocean, a very different scene plays out in an academy of magic.
It's on fire.
We're bringing Harry Potter into this?
It's sort of Harry Potter, except they're all elves, so...
Oh, great. So we took Harry Potter and we turned it into...
Very small magic user.
We took the school of witchcraft and wizardry and turned it into the school of queers.
Okay, well...
Hey, don't diss Java's preferences.
Yes, I mean, that's literally Shava, so I don't know. But yes, class is underway, and Shava, you've been going to... basically, your parents have paid your way into this school, and your tutelage, as it were, has been proceeding. It's not been going great.
Is that a euphemism?
No.
Oh, okay.
It has not been going very well. Your aptitude, I mean, you know how your aptitude's been going. So this class, they're actually doing practical exams today after a lot of rigorous studying. So basically the professor the professor is having people come up and do like just a cantrip, what they've been working on. And you kind of feel all eyes on you. Whether that's true or not, but you sort of have this feeling of this feeling of pressure because you know that you're not in a good situation here. And I want to know, are there any particular eyes that you're especially wary of, whether it's a friend or an enemy?
Clearly it's Gerald in the back of the classroom.
He's in two places at once.
No, that's Gerald in the other one.
Oh, right.
Gerald is here.
Excuse me. So yeah.
Sitting there twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerald, why am I here?
Yeah, this is
Don't get it.
in wizard school.
What does this word say?
just right next to her. Psst, Shava, how do you read question number 3?
Right, so,
Who are you and how did you get here?
but seriously, is there anyone in particular whose judgment you're especially mindful of?
It's called Gerald.
It's called the headmaster.
The
headmaster.
Ooh, the headmaster's in the room?
Yes.
He's sitting in and basically observing everyone's performances. So
Yes.
and the professor is sort of also kind of intimidated because he wants to make it seem like he's good at his job, so he wants everyone to be doing well. So there's sort of this double layer of pressure on you. And eventually it is your turn to be called up. And how do you approach the front of the class? How would you say you approach the front of the class?
As confident as I can be.
Okay, so you
must maintain.
Yeah, you muster your swagger and and stride forward. And the professor is sort of he's like this very mousy looking guy with little glasses up on his nose. And he sort of says, "So Shava, why don't you show everyone how you've been doing?" And this is your first assessment. All we're looking for is that you can cast something. Just
bonfire.
I was gonna say I'll go try to cast bonfire.
So you
Stuff.
You imagine the incantations you've been studying for this, and you wave your hands, you say the components, you thrust your hand forward, nothing.
Nothing.
And the professor sort of gives a sort of pained smile, and he says, "That's all right. Why don't you try again?"
I huff and do so again.
once again. And it's like, what? Maybe if you try a different spell. And this goes on for a bit, and it becomes clear. It's if you've ever done like if you've ever like presented something in class and you know how that can go, like it's about as uncomfortable as it sounds. This entire ordeal. And the professor's like, "Yo, Shava, all right. One last thing. Your family, I believe you have some innate magic that you've inherited from your lineage. Maybe if you just do that, so we have something."
I just look at my hand and glare at it for a few seconds and slowly clench it.
Do you do as he's requesting, or do you refuse?
My pride gets in the way, and outshines my embarrassment, and I refuse.
All right. So at which he like sighs, is like, "Very well," and dismisses you back to your seat, and you're all this time you're acutely aware in the back of the headmaster taking notes. So yeah. And you also hear, as you knew what would happen, that snickers from your fellow classmates. Which you may react to as you see fit.
I'm just glaring around with my head down.
Yeah.
If only you had a beefy sidekick to put them all in place.
You fantasize about what the future may bring. Elsewhere again, camera zooms out rapidly and pans once again across the ocean.
What is this, a James Cameron film?
It very much
No, it
so.
sounds more poorly directed.
And we
I know these movements like the back of my hand.
And we come to the metropolis of Balstrad.
Balls.
I didn't name it.
Believe I did either.
I'm pretty sure you gave me that name. But we...
Hang on.
Balls.
But where we're looking at right now is an arena.
Sir, I did not give you that name. It's not in the backstory.
Yeah, we were talking about... I asked people specifically for location names, and that was the one you gave me.
What was the name I gave you? I forget, actually.
It was...
Balls.
It was Selena and on Colin. It was
Undignified. I don't.
But either way, we come to this city. We're in an arena. I mean, we can change the name of the city later if you want. It's not a big deal.
Got it. No, I did in fact tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, arena. Zergo, you are standing in the middle of a cheering crowd, and you are staring down a beast, a wolf-like creature, sort of. This vicious-looking, not a friendly-looking dog, very, very vicious-looking, and it's sort of got these fey features to it. It's got almost a tail that looks like a lion's tail, and unnatural-looking claws, and sharp teeth. And this is your round. This is your opponent for the day. This is what they've put you up against. And yes. And I
don't know why that got me so bad.
And I'd like you to roll initiative.
Day for me.
What was that?
This is not a good day. I got a 4.
Okay. The dog. This dog is like fast. It is made of sinewy muscle, and it bounds forward with an unnatural speed. And it is going to make a bite attack on you. and it gets a 16 to hit. I'm assuming that hits you. Yes? Ethan?
Okay, hang on.
Oh, are you making your what's it? Armor class. Oh, 18. So yes. So you are well armored. You bring your shield up, and the dog's attack, it clanks against your shield and is sort of slavering at you, and you are free to retaliate. It's your
Should a
turn.
dog get clubbed in the side of the head?
Clubbed in the
Dog
side.
get clubbed in the side of the head?
Yeah, go for it.
Also, I hope nobody's seen that. That's awful. We're only doing this for fantasy.
Okay.
Yeesh, it is a really bad day for me. That's a 9.
No, the dog is like, you're used to fighting like big, slow things. This dog is a smaller, fast thing, so it like leaps out of the way of your attack. And at that point, getting bamboozled. At that point, it disappears, and you feel and just in time. That's a and does a 20 and a 21 does hit you. So it disappears and you're like, where did it go? And then you feel a bite behind you and you turn to see that it teleported. And it does 6 piercing damage.
Ow!
So it was a good hit. So, but you
A really good hit.
Yeah, but you whip around to
Cut off at the end.
yeah, I trailed off. You just attack or do what you want.
Square on the nose.
All right.
Square on the frickin' nose. This is going to be the worst bad dog it's ever experienced.
Oh, sure.
That is a modified 20.
All right, that definitely does hit. You're ready for you've observed its patterns, and you're ready for its dodge this time. So roll your damage.
Damage.
Say how much was that?
Yes, 10. Yes.
10. All right. Wham! It felt that. Yeah, that was the worst bad dog I'd ever experienced. And it sort of goes... and it will... A moment. Its teleport did recharge. It will shrink back from that, and once again, bam! It's gone. And... this time it did not roll so well. It got a 10. So this time you're expecting it. You whip around and block as you see it appear behind you. The fight continues.
And I'm just gonna where best to hit. Let's just hit it under the chin.
All right.
Sure, you can.
Yeah. Go.
With a morning star. I'm not doing this naturally.
Sure. 24? Yes, that definitely hits. Roll your damage. How much? 12. That is just enough to do it. You bring your Morningstar under and crack, uppercut this wolf, this beast, and it slumps to the ground, barely, sort of very injured. And do you finish it off? Do you leave it alive? How do you end this fight? The crowd is cheering, by the way. The crowd is very much into this.
Well, see him. If you kill it, if you don't kill it, they can let it heal and reuse it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Okay, you leave the dog, and a team of sort of on-site handlers come and retrieve it, and you sort of just stand in the arena as you are showered with praise, probably some money. This is your element, and you have sort of been the main attraction, the reigning champion of this ring for several months now. And now we go back to New Therenfall. So, now Gerald, this is your least favorite part of your nights out, which is the day after. You are you are in a very familiar place, and that is in the presence of your parents.
No.
You have
I don't like it.
You have been summoned by your father, Lord Sigmund Tearstone.
No.
And he is not happy.
No. Can we reschedule?
So
maybe another day.
So, yeah, he's an intimidating dude. He's like,
I don't want to do this.
It's
uncomfortable.
We're in it. We're in this.
No.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I don't wanna.
So you are essentially this scene is you are getting chewed out thoroughly, as your dad basically. Sigmund is like, and how dare you drag our name through the mud with your nights of revelry, bringing broken dice into a game. I am no less. And he's basically going on. And not only are your mother and father here, but to the side, probably your least favorite person in the room. He's very thin, very lithe, as opposed to your muscular frame, but nonetheless, he is related to you, and he is sort of taking this all in with you and sort of giving you a side eye, and there's just the hint of a smirk on your brother Lawrence's face as this scene plays out. So how is Gerald sort of doing with all this?
Words.
So your father is basically like, what do you have to say in your defense?
Words.
Nothing then?
Words.
No excuses this time. He's and he says, "Fine, you are dismissed."
Okay.
And he waves you off. And so Gerald did not enjoy this, I'm guessing.
No.
Yes.
I don't like it.
And you're sort of recuperating in one of the hallways of your manor, and this is a sort of unexpected part of the day. You were expecting and kind of dreading the lecture, but now Lawrence is approaching you.
Oh, you wanna fucking slap?
And he says, "Well, that went well."
You wanna fucking slap?
He says, Calm down, brother. I am not here to antagonize you. For once.
You wanna fucking slap?
And he says,
Having a giggle.
and he says, you know, one of these, you wonder what it's going to take for you to earn the old man's respect, eh?
I don't need to wonder.
Well, I suppose you have to start somewhere, so how about I'm gonna make you a little offer. I know you're not terribly fond of me, and I'd be lying if I said the feeling wasn't at least somewhat mutual. So, why don't we try and settle it on our own? Have a bit of a duel, perhaps. Just the two of us.
Duel.
Just the two of us. Sundown. No one watching. Just see who's better.
Really?
No tricks. No saying I'll show up and then not showing up and leaving you to wait in the dark for hours.
No tricks. No tricks.
I promise. I swear.
Like the bees I found in my bed sheets.
That was one time.
Or the bees I found in my pillow.
Well, I mean, you have to get creative every now and then.
Or the bees I found in my shoes.
It was my birthday. What do you say? And he holds out his hand.
Gerald will extend one finger. Fine.
And you shake on it, and with an obnoxious amount of formality of like swagger, like knowing how to carry himself, he leaves.
Yo, fuck that guy.
Right? Shava. You are meeting with the professor after class. He has requested that you stay behind. And he's sort of like, I know you're absorbing the material. I know you're. I know you're studying, but you don't seem to be making any headway. What can you give me any insight? Any insight into what you feel is happening?
If I knew what that was, I would have solved it already.
I suppose that's true. Well, there's not much. I'm afraid there's not much advice I can give you, but beyond what we've gone over in class, other than keep trying. I can give you some private tutoring if you'd like. We can try out options, but just we'll monitor this. Just I want you to succeed. I hope you understand that.
I do as well.
And you sort of walk out with him. As this is like the end of the day and he's getting ready to leave. And during class, he had this wand. During class, he typically has this wand that he uses to sort of assist him in casting his spells. He's explained at length how mages have a limited amount of magic they can cast in any given day, and that can be inconvenient for professors. So he has this wand to essentially store more spells. They're rudimentary, but they're quite real, and it helps him to keep going, essentially, as an instructor. And as he leaves,
are you telling me he has performance issues?
He's telling you he has a magic stick.
He's magically impotent.
And as he's walking,
I didn't say anything.
and as he's walking away, he drops it, like completely by accident, but it sort of falls out of his bags and lands.
Sounds like a plot device to me.
but a justified one. What in tarnation? And he, as he continues walking, there's just this wand on the ground. No one else is around.
You should take it. It might advance the plot.
Shava picks it up.
All right. And you do. And
then,
hmm?
Pick it up, sort of study it a little, and remembering everything that I was taught about wands, I try to cast a spell with it.
What spell, out of curiosity?
Bonfire.
Bonfire.
Okay, we'll say there's there's a torch, a torch that is unlit in the corridor, and you point, and it ignites.
Shava just breaks out and
to light the classroom on fire.
It's in a brazier, so. But yes, you smile as you hold this wand, and we move back to Zergo. And Zergo, you are on your way home, or you are home, and I don't think we really talked about what is Zergo's home like.
Zergo comes from a big Italian family, and they call him Zergissimo.
Why don't we let his player answer?
You said your question cut off halfway through.
I was asking, what kind of home does Zergo have?
You know how some families eat, live, and breathe football?
Okay.
Hard
Yeah.
football for the words gladitorial combat and assholes, but they're strict.
Okay. So Zergo is living with his family still. He is not, like, on his own. He's very much... Okay.
You're cutting in and out. I'm having trouble answering when I can't hear half the question.
Sorry. So Zergo still is living with parents, family. What?
No, he's made enough that he has a small place like the arena.
Near the arena, you said?
Yeah, there's like most of the big fighters are given heavy discounts on the housing just around the arena. It's not big, but it's enough to live on just fine.
Sure.
Decided, I'm gonna take this because like it's not so much his father yells at him, but it's like you get nagged a lot. It's like, have you done your push-ups? Have you hit the dummies today? It's like,
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're going to the official sort of the official arena housing, and you have sort of unloaded for the day. Another good day of work. You have a fat sack of coin that you've earned. So all in all, a good day's work.
Timo's gonna buy him some spaghetti.
He's gonna touch it.
And
He's
you're
gonna touch.
yeah.
We'll appear and touch it.
And you hear a knock at your door.
Who is it now?
You open the door.
Answers the door quite exhausted.
Yep. You open the door, and there's just a guy out there, and he's got red hair. A bit. You look him over, and you can tell he's not that well off. He's sort of plain clothes.
Is it Gary Oak?
It is not Gary Oak.
Damn it.
But he says, "Excuse me, are you Zergo?"
Again.
What was that?
King.
And he says, "Would you mind? I won't take up too much of your time. If I could just come in briefly."
On.
All right. So you let him in, and he sort of looks around as someone does when entering a house for the first time, and he says, I'll be brief. I have a friend of mine who is new in town. He is sort of traveling down on his luck, and now something you know about, to break character for a moment, Zergo, something you know about this city is one of the attractions of the arena is that there are very few barriers to entry. They will allow pretty much anyone to try their hand in the arena, so people from far and wide come to do so. And the fact that you've held on to your position for so long as champion is kind of a testament to both your strength and your popularity, because to some extent the crowd does have a say in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this guy says, my friend, this friend of mine, he's had a few bad breaks, and he's looking to change that. I'll come out with it. He's going to challenge you, and my request. What you don't have to give me an answer now, but it would mean a lot if you would forfeit the match and give him the title of champion so he can sort of make his way out of poverty. And like I said, don't have to answer now, just consider it. That's all I ask.
That's a no-go.
And he says, well, I hope you'll at least think it over. And he leaves.
Get the fuck out of here, you Gary Oak.
The fucker doesn't know if I lose that fucking thing, I lose a lot.
Yeah, what does happen when someone loses the title of champion?
First off, that big discount I mentioned on the house goes away, so...
There's that. It's back to...
It's back up significantly, and I've lost my main source of income. I have to start much lower on the totem pole, getting less per fight. This is the family. Oh shit, if they find out I threw it. If they find out I threw it, I'm a dead man. But if they find out I even lost to some wannabe new guy down on his luck, we're going to hear the end of it.
Right. So this is running through your head all night. Like, there's no way. Like this, it's inconceivable to you.
A new challenger approaches Gerald.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say he did. I forgot to have him say this, but he does offer a portion of the winnings if you go along with it. But even so, it's still not a great deal for you.
Oh, not in the slightest. That covers maybe 2-3 payments on the house, and I'd have to win a lot of fights to keep up.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, because unless I can stay frequent, my rent goes up a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah. That is your weird interaction that you're kind of like, well, that guy was just out of his mind. But anyway, Shava, we're jumping. We're not doing it not necessarily staying in the same order for this, but Shava, time passes and things are going pretty well for you. You've sort of found a way to have the wand concealed when that professor is in sight. And your studies have been advancing very well. You've been... your status in the school has increased somewhat.
But then a foolish, beefy warrior wielding a foolish, beefy sword stood up to oppose her.
It's across the ocean.
Foolish beef man with a foolish broadsword.
Are we Samurai Jack now? Is that just what we're doing?
It's Samurai Gerald.
Samurai Jack does not have the likability of Samurai Jack.
Nope, he's more like the samurai.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so Shava, things are going well, and then there's one class where the headmaster is back and addressing the class as a whole, and he's announcing that there's someone coming in from the council.
It's Gerald.
No, the Elven Council. That sort of.
It's Gerald. It's got to be Gerald.
Jay, just let him tell the story.
I know. I'm joking.
Yeah, some interruptions are all right, but after a while it gets hard to. Anyway, so there's someone from the Council of Mages who runs the city coming in to basically conduct interviews, to basically just take a look at the new batch of talent. And it's not like you're applying for a job or anything. It's not like there are any... It's not like the stakes are like that, but it is a chance to make a first impression. So this is just something that's happening, and you're like, oh shit. But yeah, you're feeling more confident than you were several weeks ago, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, back with the Geraldster. You are
back from challenging Zergo's spaghetti and running across the ocean to be a high council member.
Yep. You are at your now. You don't now. Do you live with your family? Or do you have your own? You have your own house, right?
Little known fact: Gerald can run at 200 miles per hour in a straight line.
Yeah. But
I was just picturing like Gerald like in a cosplay of an elf. Like,
oh my god.
Ah, yes, young one. I'm here to conduct magic studies. Excuse me, what's magic?
So
Somebody read these books to me.
So, but Gerald, am I right? Am I right in thinking Gerald does have his own house?
Yeah. Gerald's got his own place. He's got a pad. You want to see Gerald's crib?
Yeah. So Gerald's at his crib, and sitting down to dinner with probably the one person in your family that you can stand, your wife Sheena.
Oh shit! I'm married. Fuck.
Yeah. Yes. That is,
Man,
you wrote this backstory. You wrote this backstory for me.
I know. Man, I'm gonna miss her like the rock in my shoe.
Yeah. So what is Gerald's relationship with her like?
Gerald's relationship is he comes home and she cooks the food, and then he leaves and he comes home and she cooks the food.
I'm sure he thinks it's great.
And then when she's not cooking the food, she cooks the food.
So Gerald is convinced that this is like a rock solid marriage.
This
right?
woman is a food factory.
But like I'm sure Gerald is like, yes, this is healthy. This is a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's what relationships are about. I go out and beat the shit out of people and come home to my food factory.
So yes. So you're sitting down, and and there's like a long awkward silence, and she says, "So, how was your day?"
With food in his cheeks. Oh, we're pretty good. Yeah.
Don't swallow first, please, dear.
It was all right. Yes, I beat some hooligans, challenged me to dice. Yeah, I won, but they thought I cheated, but I still won, and I beat them with my fists, which means I won again. So it's like double winning.
So like the last, and she sort of counts on her fingers. 5 weeks.
What?
Nothing. Very well. I mean, as long as did. What did your father say?
Oh, he tugs at non-existent shirt.
he's like always shirtless. Still, even before being like thrown out. So yeah, that by the way is also something that Sigmund always includes in his lectures, is like wear a damn shirt.
Wear a damn shirt. I just thought it was a tugs at non-existent shirt.
Yeah, it's a refrain.
Well, he just wanted to tell me how great I am, and how he's very proud of me. What he usually tells me.
And she's like giving that look that anyone else would immediately recognize it as that look you give when you're like, yeah, sure he did. Gerald, of course, completely oblivious.
I get this strange feeling that one day I'm gonna have someone who's always on my back.
Has your back is on your back.
And what about that brother of yours? How's he doing?
I'm sure he's doing fine. I hope he dies in the fucking ditch.
Accurate.
Really the kind of man to put on a shirt just to flex enough to break it.
Oh, that could be like, yeah, that could be a thing. Like, he tries, like, when Gerald's younger, his teenage years, his dad tried to put a shirt on him and he just flexed it off.
Yeah. So yeah,
You can flex it off, but you're the only one who does it.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically the end of that conversation. Neither of you are terribly interested in continuing it. So your meal continues in very awkward. You think great silence. And Zergo.
This is perfect.
Yeah, right. So
Who knew marriage could be this great?
Yep. So Zergo, you it's the day of the fight the guy was talking about. And the announcer is hyping up the crowd. He's saying, he always does this even when it's like a regular match. He's just that kind of guy. So he's very into it, like, and Zergo, he's lean, he's green, he's mean, you know him, you love him, Zergo, and that kind of dialogue.
Oh god, it's fucking WWE.
Grandstanding at every match.
Yeah. Does Zergo one for like showmanship, or is he just kind of like, let's get this over with? Typically in these matches,
dude, he comes out like the fucking Undertaker.
70% fight, 30% show. He does realize that he's a fighter and an entertainer, so he has become rather adept at grandstanding, but he's not like Barnum and Bailey's or anything.
Okay, so yeah, you do your token, like, flexing for the crowd, and like what you do, you understand it's all part of the business. And yeah, so then he's the crowd is, I would say, maybe smaller than usual because it's not like one of the big fights. I mean, it is a big fight, but it's like, just some guy challenging the champion is like not that unusual an event. But yeah, the other door opens and out steps your opponent that you were told about. And you sort of like, as soon as you see him, you're immediately like, just like, really? Because this guy, you look at him and this guy should not be in an arena. He is not, like, he's got a stick. Like, it's a club, but you're like, look at it, it's a stick. And he is in very basic leather armor. And not only that, but he looks malnourished. Like, he's not real. The guy you were talking to really undersold it. He's not doing well.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dead
And
before I lay a finger on him. Dead before I even lay a finger on him.
Yeah. He's. You're like, this is not a fight you're like necessarily looking forward to. You know that no matter how this goes, it's not gonna be that enjoyable. Uh,
I will say, the second I see him, I'm just gonna holster the Morningstar. I'm just gonna stick
Okay.
that on.
So yeah, and you hear the crowd. You hear the crowd is also kind of like confused. They're murmuring among themselves, and it's like one of them. You hear a shout of like, "Come on, I came to see a fight!" And like when they see this guy and your reaction, they're with you. They're sort of agreeing with your reaction. And he said, and the other guy, he barely makes a hostile movement. He sort of like holds up his hands, almost plaintively, and he's like, "My friend talked to you?"
Yeah.
The noises from the crowd are starting to turn to boos. So what do you say?
Give you my position. Little help getting off your feet. I can spare, some winnings to help you along, but everything I've worked for, it's my life. It's my pride. I'm not just gonna hand that to you because some scrawny kid needed a little help.
And his shoulders sag when he hears that. He's like not like he seems to kind of understand, but he is obviously disappointed. You can tell like this was an instance of like he probably didn't really expect it to, like deep down he probably knew it wasn't going to work, but it's the sort of thing where you have an idea and you're like, this is what I'm doing now, and you sort of don't let common sense dissuade you from that. So this is sort of
literally everything Gerald does,
basically, except Gerald has strength.
Doesn't have the muscles to back it up.
Yeah, this is what the reaction you're seeing is reality catching up with him. And so he basically from there he throws down his weapon. He knows he can't beat you. That wasn't an option. And the match ends at that point, very anticlimactically, and the crowd is less than enthused about it, as you might imagine.
I'll just grip the bridge of my nose to this entire scenario.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it is another uncomfortable scene. That's sort of a common theme in all of these sort of narratives. But yeah, you watch as he walks out, and the announcer is like, is trying to get the crowd back on. It's like, and that was quick, but we have more entertainment for you, and from there he brings out another like beast for you to contend with, and then that basically becomes the rest of the event. So he tries to, the crowd's mood is soured, but the hype man does his best to salvage things.
Zergo will even throw in a little extra showmanship after that pathetic excuse for an event to try to, is more a gesture of goodwill to the crowd than anything.
Sure, like you have to.
Like, okay guys, I knew that was shit. I was gonna smack the kid, but you know what? I'll give you something else.
Yeah.
At least it's not the bit connect guy.
So yeah, that continues. Meanwhile, back with Shava, today's the day.
This is where it all goes wrong.
Yep, this is where you've been practicing, you've been training, like you've been casting spells. It's like,
can you make this a tragic backstory, or she lights her entire class on fire?
I would be kind of stealing from Critical Role, so no. That's a similar backstory, but so not only that, the interviews it's a private interview. It's not going to be in front of the class. So this council person first of all, it's actually a woman who is coming from the council, conducting these interviews, and you're called back.
Tell me it's a half. Tell me it's a half elf.
No, this is a very elven city, actually. So
they're racist.
I mean, where do you think Shava gets it from?
Okay. What's the equivalent of the Confederate flag in Dungeons and Dragons?
I guess it would be the High Elves.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So yes, you're called back, and the interview starts out with like just the verbal stuff. So what's your background, what's your family like, and this part you're not bad at it. Just make a general charisma check to see how well this part's going.
But a what?
A charisma check.
All right. That plus worth charisma plus 3. You got a unnat 20.
All right. Yeah, you're
Modified 20. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing very well. This part you're good at. That you've always been pretty good at. So you'd say that she's on your side. You're almost like, would you say, I don't know what Shava's type is, but this is
they're called druids.
But you can sort of make your own. You can make your own decisions about that. But but yes, it's going very well. And then
is she a young council member or an older council member?
You'd say around 30, or and like equivalent to human 30.
Yeah,
whatever that is. And elves in general sort of have an agelessness about them, so could be 100. Could
appreciative,
be,
but not actively pursuing.
right. Yeah. So could be 100, could be 500. Who knows?
She's waiting for her real husbando. Gerald.
Yeah. And then it comes to now the practical session. Just cast for me detect magic.
Do I have to roll for that, or are you?
Well, I mean, if you have the spell, you've practiced it.
I cast detect magic.
Well, you cast detect magic, and actually, I'll let you know before you cast it. You sort of cast it on your own. Whenever you cast it, the wand itself lights up.
Oh, congratulations! You played yourself.
So, knowing that, what do you do?
Hey, man, I got some of those magic mushrooms, man.
Why that particular spell?
Oh, it's just a precautionary measure. We want these interviews. We want to make sure that no one is, bringing outside sources of magic into the interview. You know how it is.
Shava's just sweating.
So just whenever you're ready.
Shava's intelligent.
What the anime that is.
I don't know what it is either.
What is Shava doing?
Said Shava is intelligent enough to know there's not even point in casting the spell.
So what do you do?
I try to subtly drop it on the floor.
The wand, you mean?
Yes.
So make a sleight of hand check.
Alright, hold on. I have to go to where's my skills. Alright, there we go. Okay. I have to go here, do that. I did a a 15.
Okay, let me just roll perception for her. Oh. Alright, she doesn't seem to notice. You sort of subtly slip it under the chair. And she's still looking at you expectantly.
I gather my confidence and try to cast it without the wand.
Roll Arcana.
Roll Arcana?
Yes.
Alright, hold on. My dice thing's freaking the F out. Hold on. What are you doing? Arcana, so that would be up there. Unnat 20.
Wow.
Modified 20.
Wow.
Well, I have +5 Arcana, so...
That's fair, yeah. So, yeah, you close your eyes, and you're not sure, you follow the gestures and such that you remember from when it worked, and you cast the spell, and maybe it's because the wand, it's like residual magic from the wand, but it goes off, and a glow emanates from under your seat. And immediately she's like, "What is that?" And looks under and reaches under and pulls out the wand. And she looks at you, and you know this interview is over.
What?
And you just feel like this interview is probably over.
You cut off at the end again.
I like, you don't have a good feeling.
You don't? Okay.
Yeah, like, the look she's giving you is very... Yeah. You kind of... And from there... Yeah, what goes from there is about what you would expect. You're back to... in the weeks that follow, the wand having been found, that professor was always kind of talking about it in class, like no idea what happened to it, is understandably not disappointed to hear the news. But yeah, you sort of go back to what you're used to. Until one day in a library where you find a certain book. But that's for another time. Zergo.
That was when hell was unleashed.
Yes. Zergo, just a little epilogue for you. How do you think things go forward with this guy who gave that kind of pathetic showing? Does Zergo throw him some coin every now and then, or does he sort of forget about him?
I did tell him I was willing to, front him some cash, because as long as I can stay relevant in the arena, I can afford to, pass off to help him on his way.
Okay, so you do help him get off his feet a little, and he's thankful for it. So it's all good. And things proceed pretty well for you until a certain day that you remember all too well. And once again, we'll get to that another time.
Wait, a certain day what?
A certain day when you have a match with a less friendly individual that leads to some unfortunate consequences. Right?
Fuck.
Your backstory.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Sorry,
yeah.
I found something. I'll share it in just a minute.
Okay. Okay. So
okay.
yeah. So yes, that is Zergo's story. Gerald, it's sundown.
It's hacked.
It's high dusk. You are.
It's noon.
Yep, you are under sort of by a river. Amazing.
Perfect.
That's amazing.
It's fucking 4 goddamn old memes. Not even.
I mean,
Memes,
Knuckles is like early 2018. So
It's literally just cancer.
One meme. Like the frog one is the only remotely interesting one left.
anyway.
He rides Tide Pods into my heart.
Amazing. So yes, Gerald, you are at the meeting place by a river, under a bridge. It's all very cinematic, or it's cobblestones, whatnot, it's New Theron-Fall, etc.
Fucking James Cameron movies.
And Lawrence approaches you carrying 2 short swords.
He's carrying what?
2 short swords.
Oh, because he's a fuckboy.
Yes. And he says, "Well, shall we settle this?" And he hands one to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, short sword.
Well, I can't carry that giant thing you're used to, and I feel like I'd be at a disadvantage.
Scrawny ass bitch.
That is one thing that you're very proud that you can say for sure you have over Lawrence. He is very skinny. It's very much a Thor and Loki vibe you have going on between you.
Okay, alright. Well, if you so much insist.
And you square off, and you roll initiative against your bro.
I got 18, which would be 17.
Alright, he got... you have bad guess. Well, he got a 16.
You got a what?
A 16. So
okay.
You go first.
Yo, motherfuck.
So what we're going to do here is just go into your equipment. And just add a short sword as equipment. I think manage equipment.
Equipment.
Yeah, and add items. So just search for a short sword and add it. And equip it.
I need you to find it, though. It's not fine. Oh, it was... Inventory. No. Oh, wait, that's allowing me... where do I manage equipment? Oh, add items. There we go. Short sword. Add.
And make sure you equip it.
Alright, where... There you are. There you go. Alright.
Alright, and it should show
I'll unequip the items that break the time.
You can just ignore them if you want, but it's up to you.
I broke the items that destroy the time stream.
Okay. So short sword should be showing up as an attack now.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good. Alright.
Ew, finesse weapon. The fuck is this shit?
So finesse means you can use your strength or dex. You can still use your strength.
So what does it mean?
Finesse weapons, you can use your strength or your dexterity for them.
Okay.
So you can still use strength.
Alright.
So it's his way of getting a bit of an even playing field.
Oh, he ain't gonna get no fucking even playing field on this shit.
Alright. And you get to go first, so make your attack.
Oh. So tell me, brother, what's the point of all this? Looking to just get the better of me?
Oh, I just find sparring matches bracing. He gives you a very annoying smile. With too many teeth.
Ew.
and he's twirling his short sword as you sort of circle each other.
All right. That would be a 15.
That just misses. He brings up his sword and parries the blow.
That fuck boy.
And he goes in for a jab and gets a 21.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, by the way, what was the natural roll with the 15?
Was it?
What is your bonus?
Oh, the natural 15. It doesn't. Do I add to it?
No, you do. I'm curious what your bonus is.
Oh wait, wasn't it +6 to hit? So that would have been 15 + 6. My bad.
Oh, you didn't add anything?
No, I didn't add anything.
Oh, well then, by all means, roll some damage.
Okay, yeah, my bad. I forgot. Sometimes I forget about that. So I was supposed to add a 6. That's 21.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's 1d6 + 4. Well, here's the thing though. I'm gonna fent with the short sword and lock blades with him.
Did you say?
And then I'm gonna sock him in the face while we're locking swords.
Okay. Go for it.
So that's just 5 damage straight from the punch.
All right. Yeah, you do. He's expecting the sword blow, but he's not expecting the sort of unconventional like bow to the jaw, and he sort of spits out some blood and but still grins back at you, which is all probably still very aggravating. But then he gets a 21 to hit.
Fuck that guy.
And does 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
As he sort of slashes you across the arm. You clash, you separate, you circle, and you go.
I rage.
All right. This is something you've just sort of been able to do as you just sort of ignore everything else and just focus on in. And go for an attack.
Okay. I have no idea what the fuck I just got. Come here. Did I just turn the... Oh, fuck. I turned the VCR player on. Turn off. Bitch. It's a 10, so 16.
A 10.
Well, 10 plus 6.
Okay. Right. And what's your armor class?
11.
So something interesting happens as you roll a natural 10. You swing at him, and the blade twists your arm around. And
what? Oh, the blade he gave me.
Yes.
That fucker.
And I'd like you to roll some damage against yourself.
Roll some what?
Damage against yourself.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 4. Oh, at least I got a 1. So 1 plus 4.
So you take 2 damage because you're raging.
All right.
And he grins and he's like, "Something the matter there, brother?" And comes at you with his own blade. Luckily, he completely overextends with his attack. So.
Oh, well, he's overextending. He's getting uppercutted with my free hand.
Okay, roll it.
That is a 17.
Yep. So yeah, that's what was it? 5 damage.
Yes, 5.
Okay. And he comes at you again, and he gets a natural 1.
Ooh.
So, he's all of his swordsmanship is kind of like not with him at the moment. So just
terrifying presence.
Yeah, go ahead and make your attack. This is not how I expected this to go.
I'm gonna roll that again because I got stuck between 2 of my figures.
All right.
And your waifus.
I don't have. It's not all waifus. It's, 14 plus 6, so modified 20.
Yep.
Alright, he's getting punched again. Right in the face.
So this turned from a sword fight to you just basically beating the shit out of him.
He fucking deserves it, that cheating skank.
So so he flails at you wildly and gets a 12.
Just hits.
All right. For 10 reduced to 5 piercing damage.
Ugh. That brings me to 0.
Oh, it does. Oh, and that so luckily he's not going for the kill shot. He sort of just hamstrings you, and you're brought to a knee, or like just downed.
So what? I dropped to 1 health.
Yeah, just consider it 1 health, and you're just downed. And he sort of does the thing where he brings the blade up and points it at you, and he says, and he's panting because he's looking rough too. You gave a good showing, and he's pants and says, "Well, I believe this fight is over.
I believe you cheated.
I believe
again.
See, here's what you don't understand, brother. Cheating is necessary. You cheat to win. The reason you always fail, the reason you're always berated by our dear father, it's because you aren't willing to do what has to be done. This is how I live my life.
A dishonorable cheat.
As long as
Gerald slowly stands up.
As long as I get away with it, and I carry myself. You tell mother and father about this, and who do you think they'll believe? The son who embarrasses them on a regular basis, or the one who does well in society?
I don't need to tell them a thing. The shame will stay on your back for as long as you live.
Shame implies that I regret something.
Oh.
By the way,
your regrets will catch up with you one day, Lawrence.
By the way, in all this, who do you think gave you the busted dice?
I should have suspected as much.
It was a simple matter to swap them out. I knew it would land you, in, shall we say, hot water. Anyway, this was fun, but I believe it's time for me to take my leave.
As he's walking away, I'm gonna peg the sword handle side at the back of his head.
Okay. Just make an improvised weapon a ranged attack.
That would be a nat 20? Oh, fuck.
Just summons the power of the gods and just throws this.
Roll 1d4 plus your strength damage.
It's just birth of pre-cooked.
Yeah. It would be 1d4 plus your dex because it is ranged.
Okay.
But the die is doubled because it was a nat 20.
So that's a 3.
Total?
Or is it 1d4?
Yes.
1d4 plus what?
Plus your dex.
That's -1.
Right. So did you roll a 3?
I rolled a 3 on a d4.
Oh, right. But that's doubled because you crit.
Okay. So 6?
6 minus the 1, which is 5. And that's his remaining health.
Ha!
So he's like, as he's walking away, you just peg him in the back of the head, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Legendary.
That was fucking beautiful.
That was amazing.
I believe I've got the better of you, bitch. Please.
And he's like, he's not going to be waking up for a while.
I'm gonna pick him up and carry him back to the manor and dump his fucking corpse. Well, it's not his corpse, his body on the doorstep.
That was amazing.
Fucking legend. Oh, that's probably my favorite moment so far.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Gerald's had some great moments.
Oh man.
He's still in the spotlight. The rest of us have to up our game.
Yeah, well, this was my sort of attempt at giving some equal some opportunities for everyone to shine a bit. So
Well, I tried, but
well, we got some insight.
Batman, the motherfucker.
Yeah, we got some insight into some characters' pasts, so I think it was well worth it.
Yeah, it was well worth it for that moment alone.
Oh yeah.
This is like a Star Wars Rogue One. It was the ending. Like that was all I needed. Just that one scene, and the entire movie's worth it.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this weird little experiment. I think it went pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, that was all right. That was good.
Yeah, so hopefully next time we'll be back to the main story because I want to kill that freaking dragon already.
It's weak to lightning, right?
I mean, one of the great mysteries of the universe, really.
We'll take this to our graves.
Yeah, it's like what's making it's so ridiculous is that you've been able to ask that question for weeks on end because we just haven't been able to get to it.
It's like Dark Souls, right? Though.
Yeah,
the dragons are weak to lightning.
Believe me, you don't want this to be like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
The disadvantage.
Yeah, just Dark Souls is not a game that you stay alive. That you're expected to maintain a living character for long in.
Yeah, unless you play it a lot.
Well, yes, unless you're insane, but
unless you get good.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, a new player? Here's your first boss.
Dark Souls onto D&D. No matter how good you are, your character will die.
Basically.
Yeah, but that means you still get unlimited tries, though.
I mean,
That's true.
it would depend on how you ported it over.
Well, if you want to port, I mean, if you just want to port the difficulty, then yeah, you're fucked, and you're going through characters like underwear.
Yeah.
But if it was the actual rules of you die, but you get to come back, but you lose some shit.
I mean, you want that level of difficulty in D&D. I mean, it's not really a great comparison because the D&D adventure in question is known for being unfair, but should do the Tomb of Horrors, and
I mean, if you want an unfair D&D adventure, just let me be the DM.
I mean, we all experienced the beauty of that a couple weeks ago.
You want unfair? I'll DM and I'll set every DC to 100.
I mean, fair. It's easy to make D&D unfair. Is the point. But yeah. So yeah, GG, no re.
Lawrence, GG no re.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Stanley guy was going to attack anyone. I was just going to trip him or just smack him with the shield.
Yeah, that would have probably done it.
He has
Also,
1
he just like swings wildly. I just smack him once.
He has 1 HP.
Yeah. All right. So.
Shava's talent is still a secret.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. I gave. That was a sort of little. I wanted to see if she would do it. So.
Yeah, I saw it, but I figured I wasn't going to take it, especially since Shava's pride wouldn't let her.
Which is cool. My goal for this was to give a bunch of interesting choices to reveal more about the characters.
I liked my choices.
Your choice.
That was freaking epic.
I've done more with it.
just drops like a sack of potatoes. I just love like the end, like that. I can just hear in the background that "fuck you."
Yeah, the fact that you did just enough damage.
Like up until this point, my favorite thing that had happened was the cow.
Oh yeah.
When I killed that cow.
That's still like one of my favorite moments, just for the fallout of like.
Yeah. Well, what? How's he gonna take this cow? I'm gonna kill it right there.
Yeah. Nat 20 intimidation. Farmer falls unconscious. Shava senses a disturbance in the force.
I want that farmer. I want you to bring it back with that farmer.
Oh, I haven't forgotten about him.
Oh shit. I just really want like all of the people that Gerald's like inadvertently wronged due to his obliviousness to come back at some point.
I mean, I have to get into a situation where it makes sense for him to show up.
Wait, they could start a league like that's against Gerald.
I mean,
Distinguishing Gerald.
This guy's a farmer.
Yeah, well, he teamed up with them. He traveled for vengeance.
This is his origin story.
His origin.
He traveled to get vengeance for his cow that was wrongfully killed in front of him.
And not specifically the cow, not so much the fact that you, I don't know, burned down his house.
Yeah, and he goes on his quest for revenge, and along the way he meets a woman who got a coin, got it taken away, and got thrown down an alleyway. And then he meets a kind of tallish elf woman who had a sign blasted out of the ground.
The quest against the Dark Lord Gerald and the Dark Lady Shava.
It's more like quest against the Dark Idiot Gerald.
Oh man.
Alright, well.
Yeah.
I have the Critical Role has a live show from Gen Con tonight, so I'm going to be watching that in a half hour.
Okay.
So, peace.
So,
See you
later.
Bye.
later.